Yo, it's your man, Mr. Motivation, and it's morning inspirations. Y'all get up and get in here because today we'll be talking about quite a few things. And I want to read some notes that I wrote real quick to all of you. When you wake up woke and wide eyed, you will definitely see the world with love and take in all its wonderful wisdom, and it is full of it. Um, I was talking to someone earlier this morning, even before I decided to go and pull up and go live with morning inspiration. It makes his return. And we were just talking about the things that are going on in the world. And I said, "Well, what you got?" And I was smiling. She was like, "I don't know why you're smiling." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She says, "There's a lot of things that are going on out here that are chaotic." And I said, "Yeah, there is." And she's like, "So I can't see why you stay so positive." I said, "Because for every 1,000, even 10,000 things out there that are so chaotic, I truly understand there are trillions and trillions of bright lights in the world. So you get what you focus on and you receive it and you bring it in, and it can become cumbersome and become disheartening. But stay true to you. Stay true to you. You aren't what you consume. Be who you want to be the change you want to see." And that was my advice. And yeah, that's why I'm here this morning, because you never know when someone just needs that pick me up, that reassurance that there's a bright spot or bright spots and trillions of them in the midst of a lot of things that we take in as chaos and trials and tribulations. Um, and trust me, I am not without seeing those things myself, but I've learned to quickly look at the wonderment and the wonderful things in the world. And it starts with our children. Y'all didn't know I am a grandfather of three now. And I now know what grandparents were sending down in breadcrumbs, because we love our children, we love each other. But I tell you, we don't like nobody. We don't like nobody but our grandkids. We can love and like our grandkids. We love our kids. We don't like them all the time because they're a direct reflection of us. And to have to discipline a child when you didn't want to discipline yourself when you were going awry, it's tough. It's tough. That's why I say, us as parents, we aren't the parenting type. We aren't the parenting type. And some people are like, "What do you mean? I've always been a parent." No, no, no. You've had the title of parent, but when you really think about it, who teaches who how to be a parent and who teaches who how to be a child? You don't teach a child how to be a child because you're a grown up, but that child teaches you how to be a parent. Think about it. When they're born, they don't know your language. You don't know theirs. Who learns who language first? Hmm? I think we learned that gaga Google, those cries, that pee cry, that poop cry, that I'm hungry cry. We learn when they're agitated. We see when they're hot. We check their temperature because of how they cry. There's so many things that that child puts us through. Those children put us through, and it's no cookie cutter. It's no cookie cutter. You can have a book that says what to expect when you're expecting, and when you come out, it's nothing like you expected. you know Labor pains and things like that, we can all express and share that because that's us and our body going through things, and even that's different for many people. But when it comes to that child, each and every one of them are unique. And in order to understand something unique, you have to pay that unique human being all the attention that it's going to demand of you, and it will demand every bit of you. As a grandparent, that's when you win. I will be the first to say that's when you win. I am so looking forward to seeing my three grandbabies. Um, just like hanging out with my great nephew. He kept me on my toes, man. And you see the wonderment, you see the adventure. And I want to say this: find a way not to take it away. You didn't want to take it away from you as a child. But in order to keep you safe, your parents saw that they had to put barriers and things like that up. And some didn't put so many, and they were like, "Well, they're gonna get hurt." This is the time when you want to get hurt. This is the time when you want to almost break something. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Angel. It's good to see you. That's my wife. So if y'all are in here and y'all see Miss Angel, make sure y'all follow her. And follow all us on all our platforms. You can go to our website. I'll go ahead and put this in here so y'all can see at Thou Art LLC. And this is a different program than allow us to introduce you to Thou Art. This is what I love to do. I love to get on in the mornings, in the afternoons, anytime, on live, and empower us as people to be the individuals we are and go out and face a world that we feel like is under attack at times. Because if you go and look and really observe right now, you just go outside, how much crime is taking place. And they, I'm not going to say there's no crime taking place, but if you really start to pay attention, look how many people are just walking around doing what they have to do, doing what they love to do, doing what they don't love to do. People are going to work. The roads are packed, but there is nothing horrendous going on. So you can count, not even on your hands and toes, how many peaceful things are occurring. And all it takes is one accident and our attention goes right there, rubbernecking. But that's only for a short time. So don't get discouraged when you think the world itself. I think you can be in your own world sometimes and let the world consume you with what you see and what you choose to consume. I choose to consume love. Yeah. I made a valid effort. And it does take an effort to get what you see and you've been shown out of your head because you can't see past the tragedy, the bad news, the chaos, the war. You can't get past a lot of the history because you still see glimpses of it because you won't allow yourself to see all the beauty out here. Yeah. I've seen people that literally put on blinders to all the beauty and all they want to see is the chaos and tragedy. And it does invoke something in them, a fight. But in that fight, enjoy the beauty in your peace. Enjoy the beauty in your peace. I tell people all the time, in order to remain in peace, there must be a little disturbance. Because if you remain in peace, you won't identify that you're at peace. Um, in order to feel healed and whole, there's times where a little hurt has to come your way, sometimes a lot. But just know you're always whole. That hurt just reminds you of that, and vice versa. Yeah. Um, I've heard the phrase, there's necessary evils and there's plentiful goods. And I embraced that. I was like, yes, there's necessary evil because in order to know love truly, there has to be some things that you decide to skim that thin line between love and hate. And you define hate for what you define it as. And sometimes we argue about what we love so much that it turns into animosity when we can love differently and still be right on both sides of that pendulum. Truly know that. I truly know that. There was one time I was in a bar with my buddies, and we were watching NBA game. This is way back before I was even married, and we were talking about who was the baddest mofo ever on the basketball court. And this is when Michael Jordan had retired. So we were talking about on the basketball court. And I mean, everybody had their opinion, and we were almost in agreement that okay, cool, cool. I like that aspect. I like that aspect. But when it came down to it, someone said, but nobody, and I mean nobody, can shake a stick at Michael Jordan. He's the GOAT. And then somebody else said, well, LeBron James is the GOAT. And it got heated. It got heated. And they were sitting up there trying to prove who's the greatest by all different aspects, stats, championships, rings, just the showmanship, shoe sales. But then one of them said, I'm going to prove to you that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. Another one says, I'll prove to you. And they said, if you prove to me, I'll buy drinks, blah, 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 blah. I said, man, we ain't going to be here all night. We're going to end up paying for our own drinks. It's cool. But after a while, I just started listening. I'm just listening back and forth. And then they said, motivation, what you think? I said, I don't think I know something. And they were like, what you know? I said, I can prove to you who's the greatest of all time. I can literally prove to you who's the greatest of all time. And I said, but if I prove to you and you can clearly see it that that person or persons are the greatest of all time, then you have to buy my drinks. And I had just got from Germany, so my drinking capacity was like, and before you know it, they looked they looked at each other like, "Oh, both of us pay for them." I said, "Yeah, both of y'all got can combine, and you pay for my drinks on one night, and then you pay for them for another, because that ain't fair. For I have to pay for all the drinks, and then y'all get away with paying half. It's not a fair bet." What's going on, rapper gamer? Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow everyone in the live, man. We're gonna bring this a community of peace, love, and unity through morning inspiration, through afternoon inspiration, through nighttime pillow talk with passion and love. That's the intention. Thank you, fam. But they said, cool, all right, cool, man. We finna get out. They thought they were gonna get their drinks paid for. Okay, all right, nephew. All right, nephew. So they agreed. And I said, all right. Now remember, if you can clearly see what I'm saying, because opinions are so ambiguous that is hard to just prove. But I had a surefire way. A surefire way. Oh, okay. I know who this is now. I said, you say LeBron James is the greatest of all time. He's like, yep. So you better say it, or I'm probably not gonna buy you drinks because you're gonna lose. You say Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. You know what I say? I say LeBron James, and oh, but it's like I told you, I said, hold up, LeBron James is the greatest of all time at being LeBron James. And Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time at being Michael Jordan. Prove me wrong. And they brain almost exploded. And they actually started saying, while Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time of being Michael Jordan, that joke could fly. And it turned into an agreement instead of a disagreement because I said nothing that wasn't fact. There's nobody else that can be the Michael Jordan of all time that you talking about, and there's nobody that can be the LeBron James of all time that you talking about. So I went. They were like, "No, I want that way." I said, "Y'all didn't say in basketball. Y'all didn't say in shoe sales. Y'all didn't say in championships. Y'all didn't say in rings." I said, "I can prove to you who is the greatest of all time, or who are the greatest of all time, and why they're the greatest of all time." So yeah, they paid for that because, like I said, I just got from Germany. Hey, Lindsay Love, and my drinking capacity was I was about $250 in drinking top shelf stuff, and I hadn't even broke a sweat. I hadn't even broke a sweat. So yeah, they paid for that dearly. And I was coming back the next time we were out, and I was gonna probably drink anywhere from 2 to 50 to 300. And now I don't really drink that much anymore. Like yeah, I think one time I went to a bar and drank quite a bit, and I wasn't even drinking top shelf, and I didn't even get a buzz. I got in a taxi and I went home, and I was like, you know what? Not even worth it anymore. Because that could be a gateway drink. That could have been my gateway drink. You know what I'm talking about, people? That could have been my gateway drink. I'd have been drinking gasoline after a while, trying to get there. So sometimes you can make a choice on what's not occurring in your life, and then sometimes you can make a choice on what is. Um, you'll decide when you cross that bridge because you're gonna cross it. Because even not making a decision is making a decision. You're gonna cross that bridge when you cross it. Period. Straight up. If you see my video where the guy walking across the Rainbow Bridge, you know what? I should have put that in there. But now let's talk about what we got going on, because there's a lot of people out here that I know that probably got a excellent invite to something that's going on next year. And maybe they think, maybe I don't know, but maybe they think, well, I'll just wait till next year to go ahead and request a stateroom because I don't know if I'm going to go. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are thinking about going, if you are thinking about going, how do you share? So if you're on YouTube, you're gonna copy the link and then you're gonna paste it in your social media. You can paste it in your message. You can paste it in your messenger and distribute it that way. Okay. So it's yeah. Thanks for asking. So I'm gonna pop this one in there, and this is from Rapper Gamer on YouTube. How do we share on YouTube again? you're going to copy. It's a link. You can't paste to YouTube like you can do Facebook to your subscribers or whatnot. Not that I know of. So thank you for that. But you can copy the link and paste it just about any and everywhere. You can paste it to your Facebook. You can paste it to your I don't think you can paste it to your Instagram, your threads. You can paste it to your text message, your messenger, and you can send it that way. So thank you so much for inquiring about that. And definitely thank you for doing that. All right. So again, if you have a inkling that you may go, if you even thought, oh man, that's gonna be wonderful, I'm going, and then quickly said, nah, I'm not gonna go. If you thought in that capacity, go ahead and go to thowartllc.com. You're gonna go about a third, not even a third of the way up, eighth of the way down the page, and you're gonna see a big old photo of me with my wife holding me up directly, and it's gonna say request a stateroom. Click that, go ahead and give us your information. What we're doing with that, there is no obligation. You don't have to pay anything. That is just saying, hey, we may attend because we're gonna contact the cruise line and we're going to isolate an inventory according to the stateroom that you choose. Okay. Now, if you understand how cruising works, interior staterooms are the less costly, and then it goes from interior, ocean view, balcony, and suite. Okay. So, if you're thinking about going, I would go ocean view or balcony because we're gonna open up. We just want to get an inventory idea of the inventory to order, so we can make sure that these rooms or staterooms will be available to you. And then once we get that, that's when we will call and start to negotiate and hopefully get a great group discount on everyone's trip. That way, you're going to go ahead and save money from the get go before you even book. And then once we put it out, you'll see the inventory, you'll see the actual price list. It is after we release it, 30 days after we release this via the information you send us, we're going to send it directly back through that avenue. So have a good email address. You will be able to go ahead and book your stateroom. So we're just asking to get an inventory of stateroom so you can later book your stateroom. Now, what's going to be required, depending on how many staterooms you have and people with you, is a basically $200 deposit on every stateroom, but that's double occupancy. Okay. Now, if you have a third person, then your deposit will be 300 because you have to put 100 per person. Baby, just explain that to me. I'm getting my travel agent lingo and etiquette correct. I want to be able to make sure that I convey the information alongside of my beautiful wife. And for all your travel needs, get booked by an angel. Yes, indeed. Plane, train, or automobile. Chill and let an angel make your vacation and your family have thrills. All you gotta do is go to thourllc.com. All right. So, and you can create a post. So, Miss Angel says you can create a YouTube post and share it to your channel. So we learn something new every day. Thank you, Miss Angel. So yes, they do have a everyone's kind of doing the um post to um using words, using pictures. Everyone's kind of going to that now. All platforms are going to that, like Threads and um, Instagram. You got pictures and you have videos and you have all kind of other things, live broadcasts. So yes, there it is. You can create a YouTube post and share it to your channel, and it'll bring your audience to understand what we're doing here with Morning Inspiration, and also with allow us to introduce you to Thou Art episode by episode. So thank you so much. Um, yes, we'll go ahead and put the banner up there so you know. Let it run for you. These are the dates. We at least have the dates for you. We at least have the dates, and it is in 2026. 2026. I will repeat again, 2026. And over 14, 15, doing my math, 15 months, you have to look forward to this. However, you also have 15 months to accommodate your pocket and your budget so it can fit this vacation and celebration into your family's budget. And yes, it's not adults only, because trust me, I'm mm-mm. If we wanted adults only, we would go on Virgin Voyage cruise. But this is Royal Caribbean, and I know I'm in hopes that my babies will be able to come and celebrate my 50 aboard Royal Caribbean's, uh, one of their finest ships. So definitely, if you want to know what ship it is, go to the website. It already has the itinerary. Request your stateroom. Now it doesn't lock it in. It just gives an idea of inventory, because if they don't have the inventory, once we put it out, it's still going to be first come first serve. But we're going to make sure we can accommodate the inventory and selections that everyone wants. And it is filling up quick, so do not delay. We may have to put out early because again, people are inquiring for certain rooms. They want those balconies. They want those suites. They don't mind in their interior, but they don't mind an ocean view. But interior, some people are kind of staying away from. They say, well, I want to see the ocean the whole time I'm out there. And if this is your first cruise, I would truly recommend getting an interior. If you're on the interior, you're gonna get less sway and stuff like that because you're not on the outside in the balcony or ocean view. And you're promise you, when you go to sleep in the interior, I had some of the best sleep in that dark room. Of course, it has lights and stuff, but when you turn those lights out, and if you get any sway, it's a lullaby. It truly is a lullaby. So all rooms are great rooms because you're going to be aboard a beautiful ship, and you're going to be celebrating with us with many activities for you and your family. So that's that part, that part, that part. All right, let's get down to my notes. Let me see. Stay on track. So being I told you about it, I might as well show you about it. Yep. Daggone it. What the heck? Did I take them out? I don't mind know. Let me get something for you. Let me put something in here real quick for you. And I know how to do it fast now. I know how to do it fast now. So you ready?
They know we boy gods, it's all evident. Welcome to another night of elegance. Put your glass in the air for black excellence. Never mind the media, that's irrelevant. They know we boy gods, it's all evident. Whoa, we on that black mob shit. Eating red lobster, the red lobster, like the mobsters in the tuxedo, like Frank.
All right. And that is our commercial. You'll be seeing that throughout your Facebook, definitely throughout these live streams. And we are streaming on 3 separate platforms. So we want to be able to reach you in the avenues in which you indulge in the most. So we have 2 YouTubes. That's Dowart LLC, Mr. Motivation 911, and Maurice Riggins Facebook. We may be adding quite a few. I'm really contemplating going over to Twitch and any live streaming platform that we can push information and tell people about what we do, as well as give morning inspiration to the world. So if you have any questions on anything, most definitely put them in the comments, and we'll make sure that we capture those and bring them into our next broadcast. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and close this thing out. So, this session that we've done today is Mr. Motivation, Morning Inspiration. And we may just tag it Morning Inspiration because Miss Angel may come on. We're going to add a lot of different types of live streaming broadcasts. So be aware, and we will label them all appropriately because sometimes people are like, okay, I don't want them on the inspiration. I want to learn about thou art. I don't want the inspiration. I want to learn about Riggins Rendezvous, where Angel's going to discuss travel and give a lot of traveling tips, as well as understanding how to travel effectively and efficiently on whatever budget you feel. Sometimes we don't feel like we can take a vacation. And I'm gonna tell you, life can be a trip. I stay on vacation. So we're definitely going to give you the information that we've acquired throughout our travels, not mentioned throughout our entertainment journey, and most definitely through our life journey with Morning Inspiration. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to be bringing a lot of the character back. And we want to know if you have followed us way back from our inception and my inception on social media with Randall, Willow, Smiley, Keeping It Real. Who else do we have? Hank the Hood Handyman. Um, I had so many characters, and I hear you. I hear each and every one of you. Hey, we miss Randall, we miss Hank, we definitely miss Willow Smiley. He was a news broadcaster that brought you the news and knew nothing. So it was fun bringing those characters to life. because they really reflect a lot of the personality that I indulge in, not just in entertainment, but in life. So, yes, yes, yes. Let us know. Good morning, Kim. Yeah. What? Oh, so sometimes hand yellow, heart red. Okay. So sometimes some emojis don't transfer over, so it'll translate. I just want to show you that you do what you want. And yellow, heart red. If y'all know what that is, then y'all know the emoji. Sometimes emojis aren't gonna come through. Hold on, somebody done motorcycle done rolled by and shook my car a little bit. Okay, slight impact. Good morning, Kim. How are you doing? That's Kim Emmanuel, and I want to definitely start to recognize those, and that's why I got a platform where I'm able to pop in, comments and things of that nature to recognize those that have really been on a journey with us and have been extremely patient and understanding that when we're on a hiatus, trust me, we're coming back bigger, better than ever. And this is a total, this is a display of just that. This is a display of just that. We've been out for a while, but that doesn't mean we want in the incubator. Thinking about all of you and how we can reach more of you through more aspects, not just entertainment, but now we're into travel and live broadcasting. So if you want to know more about live broadcasting and getting started, because there's a lot of platforms right now that are really advocating for people to go live and get monetized and make some extra money. Matter of fact, not just extra money, and income that can sustain what you have and more, then most definitely shoot me a DM, reach out to our website and say, I would love to learn more. Now, time is not always free, but sometimes I can find free time to give that right here on these live. So if I get enough comments inside my inbox, I will definitely bring a lot of those questions out. And if when the qu- I'll bring out all the questions you have, and I'll place them in the morning inspiration session. And we may just have a live broad. We might have a whole live broadcasting tutorial live broadcast. Yeah, y'all get what I'm saying? We'll have a live tutorial broadcasting, um, ongoing live and monetizing on many of these platforms. So just let me know and we will help you grow as we grow. All right. Now, at this time, we're going to go ahead and bid you adieu. Man, my timing was good. 28 minutes. Um, these lives will probably be anywhere between 30 minutes. Audience engagement will drive that, but 30 minutes is what I'm shooting for. Audience engagement again will drive that. If we get on here and we got a good session, we can tend to make time. But I am streaming on a lot of different platforms that won't even fit into the streaming process, because I'm getting out here. I'm gonna get these coins. I'm gonna get these coins. And I'll give you one tip. One tip. People are like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I said, just be you and talk to you. Start off just talking to you. Watch that conversation blossom, and next thing you know, you're talking to you, and you're forgetting about what's not happening in numbers or viewers. And you're talking to yourself, and then people are kind of peeking in, like, "Man, I'm going through that," or "I understand where she's coming from." Or he's coming from, man, or just play your instruments, show your talents. There's so many things that you can do that you already do. All you have to do is push the button on your camera, and you can start to become monetized if you're not monetized already. I just want to give y'all that. I want to. That is free chicken right there. I want to give you that because sometimes you be like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna keep my lights on. Shit, go live and watch it grow. Go live and watch it grow. I'll let you know something. I made 3 figures in a week just getting started. What's going on, Nettie? Niet Ridgeway. Matter of fact, I was just on a panel with Niet, and we were talking about happiness and being single and the things we aspire to be. And I'm in awe of people who stand in what they know and grow with it. I'm in awe of that at all times. So there's never a conversation I don't like. Never. I think at the end of the conversation, towards the end, I was like, you seen the passion in people, and they wanted the unanimous decision that they were on the right track, but you can see that they were good for themselves. So I said, hey, we're all right. And it sounds funny when the conversation seems like we're saying two opposite things, but we're right for our individual self. And as long as you're right for you, the world can't grab you and say you're wrong. The world can't tell you you're not perfect. Anybody ever heard that? The world say you're not perfect. If I can prove to you you're perfect today, would you share this lie? If I can prove to you today that that's been a lie your whole life, will you share this lie? I just want to throw that out there because I will prove it to you. Or better yet, I can prove that no one can tell you you're not perfect. The only one that can believe it and consume it is you. And I can show you how to negate that. Miss Angel says yes. Who else says yes? Who else says yes? We got YouTube and we got two YouTube channels and one Facebook channel steaming. So, you know what? All I need is one yes. When the world tells you you're not perfect, that's when the world looks at itself as not perfect. But how can the world tell you about your individual self? And a matter of fact, has anybody ever came to you and says, "Look, you're not perfect"? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. So the only person that can truly tell you you're not perfect is you, because you are the one who possesses the knowledge of your entire existence, even when you don't remember. No one can know you like you. So how can someone tell you what you are but you? Don't consume that shit. I believe we're all perfect. And they'll be like, oh, I made mistakes. No, you made choices, which led you right here, right now, with the gentleman telling you in your face on this live that you're perfect. That's not a perfect plan to get to know that you're perfect. I don't know what is. I'm telling you you're perfect in every way. And as long as you know who you are, you don't never have to believe in yourself because you know who you are. I am what I say I am. Get you some affirmation. I'll be the change I want to see instead of seeing the change I need to be. I'll be the change that I want to see instead of seeing the change they want me to be. Ooh, put that on the t-shirt. Y'all can have that. I ain't even copyright now. I should. I should go ahead. I should go ahead and copyright that one. That's a good one. That is a good one. But we have so many things that we can give away because what's for us is for us. What's for us sticks. It makes sense to us and it may not make sense to everyone else. But if it's for you and ain't nobody got what you put out there and you grab it, just like we did with She CEO. And when it takes off, people start to infringe so much. And we're so tired of sending cease and desist. We said, you know what? As long as it's in the right light, let them grow it. Let them grow it. Then when they get paid from it, let's sue them. We slick about it. You got to be slick about it. Don't get upset when somebody is empowered by what you do. Oh, they copy me. Well, you kind of got inspired by somebody too. So, touche. Play it forward. Yeah. I love pissing people off because sometimes it's not a lot that'll hurt you. It's the truth. It's the truth that hurts. It's that truth that you've been back and forth with and you haven't made a decision. And now somebody else has gotten the ball and they're running with it. You just been thinking about it. Matter of fact, you expressed about it. Matter of fact, you did nothing about it besides talk. And they grabbed it and they said, pew, and now you upset. You're upset that an idea that you wanted, somebody else did the work, and you want credit for the thought of doing it? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Come on, dog. I sound like Boosie. Come on, dog. And if you watch some of these individuals, and if you look back at where they got started, because I was looking back at Carlos Miller, and I met him way back in the day, way back in the day, young in the comedy game. He was younger, and he was opening for some more at the Comedy House in Columbia, South Carolina. This was 2000, I want to say 17. No, 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 no. It was before that. God, it was way before that. It was like 2007, 8. You know what? Don't quote me on that. Yeah, it was before I went to Iraq, and I saw Carlos Miller we went outside, we were chatting, and he's like, "Man, well, I got to get out here, got to get the mobile for another show tomorrow." Now, me, I'm never pocket watching, but I know he got in that old school car that's gonna guzzle gas, and he spent every bit of what he made there. All right, Niet. Yes, yes, yes. Keep being great. You as well. You as well. Make sure you share the live. Don't be stingy. Do not be stingy, Niet. But he definitely showed me that sometimes you're gonna take L's to get to that win. Sometimes you gonna pay your own way to get to that win because he opted out of the hotel. He was driving back after the show, which we were in Columbia, South Carolina. I don't know how far Mobile is, but I know it's not 5 or 6 hours. A little longer than that because Atlanta from there is about, I want to say 5 hours. I want to say 5 hours from Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah, I want to say about 5 hours. And he had to go to Mobile, Alabama. So, tell him where he pulled over at a truck stop and got some sleep in the old school and headed there, or he might have been used to it and headed all the way. But to see him now doing what he does, from Wilding Out to the 85 South to that three-headed monster tour is phenomenal. And just to see DC Young Fly, you almost knew DC Young Fly had something as you look back, but it's hard to say that you knew. But I'm gonna tell you, I knew. I seen a couple of vines, and I really wasn't into Vine. And sometimes you're gonna run into things. You're like, man, that dude is not just funny. It looks like he's a dude that's on the block doing what he does, but he's that person that people come to because he do what he does, and not just because he's on the block. If you catch what I'm saying, just because he has a product, don't mean everybody gonna come. Not everybody like Shasta. Not everybody like Coke. Not everybody like Pepsi. Some people like Mr. Pibb, X, Y, and Z. And it's all about the company at times. It's all about who's the ambassadors, who's the face of. And DC started off as the face of just this revolutionary comedy. The physical comedy, I tell you, has always been something that I levitated to. Like that physical comedy is always something I've been levitated to. And for him to be so unique, even when he was doing Divines, I was like, watch out, world. Watch out, world. And him, Carlos, and Chico Bean. I really didn't know Chico Bean until Wildin' Out, and he is truly a pioneer and a wordsmith. So to add a comedic twist to someone who could lyricize, the heck out of things and do metaphors and similes the way he does, I said, hey, it's a great combination. So congratulations to the 85 South show and all their glory with DC Young Fly, Carlos Miller, and Chico Bean. I wanna do that. I want to give my flowers to the younger generation of comedians and entertainers. Sometimes it's a conversation, and the entertainment and the physical comedy of it is just it's so amazing. It's so amazing, especially as you get old and these knees don't hold up, and you see DC Young Fly doing some of the things he does, and Carlos Miller just adding to, and Chico Bean doing his thing with it. It is and we're talking about arenas and theaters. So yeah, whew, it's a long way from a comedy house that can hold anywhere from 150 to some places. Some of the comedy houses are holding up to 350, 400 now, 500 even. So I'm glad to see the genre in which I love to take part in, one of the genres in which I love to take part in, flourishing like it is, because the world definitely could use some laughter, but it has plenty of it. So go out and marvel at it. All right. So y'all ready to get out of here? We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for spending time with me. Make sure you share, share, share. Make sure you like. Make sure you tell everyone about it. And don't forget to go ahead and go to www.thowartllc.com. And definitely, if you're looking to watch me cruise into the 5 live in the flesh, go to www.thowartllc and request your stateroom now. So when we put it out, you're able to go ahead and be the first one to get your deposit, pay for it throughout the year. You can pay for it up to about 3 or 4 months. I would say 4 to 3 months. You know, to pay off the rest and be on a cruise next December the 21st through December 24th and be home for Christmas. So, again, for all your travel needs, get booked by an angel. Yes, indeed. Plane, train, and automobile. Chill and sit back and watch an angel create your vacation and make it a thrill. It's been your man, Mr. Motivation. And as we always say, each and every day, be blessed. But more importantly, go out and be a blessing. Peace.
Holding back again, passion inside, can't run from myself, there's nowhere to hide. So don't. When Jesus coming, man, when he coming again, you my only friend, man, where you at? I need you, God, I gotta stay intact, I gotta stay in shape, I gotta win this race, but it's not about the speed, man, it's about that pace.
A little extra attitude when y'all got them heels on. Can't say hey to Got them new red bottoms. Maybe next week I'll speak. Stop it.